I'm not. Do not hurt me. Do not hurt me. You understand? Do not be rough with me. Look at them. Look at them. They're going to beat me up. Don't beat me up, you mother. Don't beat me up. Look at them. Oh my God. I can't believe they're doing this. Oh my God. Hey. Look what they're doing. Oh, get to the other side. I'm not listening. I'm supposed to be rough with me. You treat me like a black person.
You're gonna get sprayed. You're gonna get sprayed. Release your hands. Put it behind your back. You understand me?
Do not hurt.
So I'm sure by now you've seen the video where this white gentleman is getting arrested by about 3 or 4 cops, and he's resisting. He doesn't want to go down. He doesn't want to put his hands behind his back. He doesn't want to cooperate, right? And he's yelling at the cops, and he's like, "You better not hurt me. You better not hurt me." And when they finally get him on the ground and they're like, trying to get the cuffs on him, he's like, "Wow, you're treating me like a bleeping black person." And I thought that was very telling. Okay, because in America, we love to pretend that race does not affect the way people are treated. Okay? We love to pretend that that's not the case. Now, minorities know that that is the case. They know that's the case with law enforcement, with regular people at stores and job interviews, at the airport. We know that the color of your skin draws certain looks and certain treatments, okay? Not all the time, but enough to make a difference, okay? Now, white people, not all white people, often like to say, "I don't see color, you're just pulling the race card, race has nothing to do with this or that, blah, blah, blah." And I've already said not all white people, okay? So this guy, it's so funny and telling. It's just like, he first of all felt confident to tell the police how to treat him while he's being arrested. Now listen, you will treat me with respect and dignity as you arrest me. You are not gonna physically harm me. You will treat me nicely. Maybe get me a cup of coffee, okay? Coffee cake, a biscuit, a croissant. Let's sit down and talk about this like civilized gentlemen. You're not gonna roughhouse with me. Do you know who I am? I am Bradley Chadwick Summers III. Bradley Chadwick Summers III, and I will be treated with respect. You will not treat me this way. Like, how are police supposed to arrest you nicely, Bradley Chadwick? How? What does it look like when the police do not hurt you when they arrest you? Do you know that it's going to hurt regardless? It's going to hurt when you get arrested. Okay? For most of the people, that's how it works. Now, if you've done some white collar crime, like say Bernie Madoff, then the cuffs will be placed on you gently and you'll be walked to the front. Or if you had a mass shooting, Dylan Roof, you might be taken to Burger King, okay? But that's, you got to do the mass shooting, be taken in with respect. It's the mass shootings where they're like, "Oh, here he is. Let's talk to him gently. Let's take him by Burger King, get him something to eat on the way to jail." Okay? Just understand that. But whatever you did didn't warrant the non-perp walk, not white collar crime, not mass shooting. That's how you get treated nice. But the most telling line was, "You're treating me like a bleeping black person." Why is that so telling? That sentence alone tells me a couple of things, Bradley Chadwick. Number one, you realize police brutality is wrong. You understand that is not the way things should be happening. You understand that there's easier ways to deal with people who've been accused of a crime or committed a crime. You acknowledge that there's a right and a wrong way to treat people. You acknowledge that people have been being treated wrongly, unfairly. You also acknowledge that this is disproportionately happening to black people. All in that sentence. You have seen this happen. You have seen this happen on more than one occasion. You have seen this happen to a certain group of people on more than one occasion. And you don't see the problem in that because it's not happening to you. And that's it. My ladies and gentlemen, my friends, that is white privilege, that is racism, that is prejudice, all rolled up into one. You know there's a problem. You know that problem's happening to certain people. You just don't care because it's not happening to you. Does that not click? You know that happens, but that's Bradley Chadwick III? Not me. I'm white. White. That is reserved for them, the blacks. Not me or other whites. The blacks, man. That's who you arrest. That's who you throw around and harm. You don't do that to us. I pay taxes. I pay your salary, buddy. Listen here, buddy. I pay your doggone salary. You will not treat me any old kind of way. And you definitely won't treat me the way you treated that black fella. I'm white. He's black. Handle with care. Do what you want. Okay? Cuffs in the front, coffee, billy club, and tasers. And that's the other thing. You claim, Bradley Chadwick, to be treated like a black person, but I ain't seen no billy club. I ain't seen no taser. I ain't seen no gun. Guns weren't even drawn on you. The police have drawn the gun on 12-year-old Tamir Rice and shot him to death for playing with a toy in a park. They were just using their arms. They didn't even punch you. So what was the black person part? The mere arrest? The unmitigated gall to touch you? How dare you touch me? No chokehold. Like Eric Garner? No taser like Oscar Grant, which happens to be a gun. Just put your hands behind your back and let me put the cuffs on. That is enough. Have you even really seen what happens to black people? Chokehold, mace, billy club, gun. In the case, in Baltimore, they put the man in the back of the van, didn't buckle him up, and slammed on the brakes. He died in custody because, as a result of the injuries. Freddie Gray, I believe. The fact that I have to memorize all these names lets me let you know. Come on, man. Yeah, and let's flip that on its head. Can you imagine black people ever being able to say, you're treating me like a white person? You are treating me like a white person with kindness and respect. You are not even assuming I'm a criminal. I deserved to be judged early. I should be a criminal first. I was told by AppleCare that I'd be treated with disrespect, and here you are treating me nicely? No. You are treating me like a white person. Assuming innocence, assuming I belong where I am. I am appalled. I am black. You need to assume I shouldn't be there and I've got criminal intentions. Now you turn around that cop car and you assume I'm black criminal. The way it should be. The American way. And white people who watch this video, I know the thought that's going in your mind. That's not me. That's other white people. I'm not like that. That's other white people. I would never call the cops on a black person for selling lemonade. That's other white people. That's just not me. It's others. But guess what? Somebody's doing it. Okay? So if it ain't you, and it truly ain't you, y'all got to start having some meetings and saying, hey, guys, because I know during Thanksgiving, some of y'all family members are saying some stuff might not be you. It really might not be you. I'm going to give you the BOD. That's the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give you the BOD. But if it ain't you, you likely know somebody who thinks like that. Family member, uncle. And you can't say it's old racist people because you saw Charlottesville. There wasn't no old racist people in Charlottesville. There was college kids. Most of them men were 19 to 32. You know some of your family members have said some questionable stuff and you let that slide. Okay? So I'm going to need y'all, if it ain't you, I'm going to need you to say, yo, you're tripping right now. Nah, that ain't cool, fam. Nah, not today, not in my house. If y'all going to be like that, I can't be around. I'm going to need you to talk to somebody. Because there's somebody out there. Y'all got to do something. How dare you treat me like a black person? You know that means you think black people are treated wrong all across the board. And you know you benefit from that as well. Speaking about the guy in the video, Bradley Chadwick III. You know you benefit from that. And sometimes people, let's just be honest. It's human nature. Hey man, that is wrong what they're doing to those people. I'm not necessarily going to do anything about it because it doesn't really affect me. But man, that is not cool. But that doesn't mean you're going to do anything about it. It takes a special person to be like, that's wrong. It's not even affecting me and I'm going to do something about it. Even to end slavery. It took white people being like, nah, this is wrong. I'm not going to stand for that. Because black people enough aren't going to be able to end slavery. Just wasn't going to happen. So it took some white people being like, that's not cool. And I ain't going to stop saying it. I ain't going to stop fighting against it. And if I got to die, I got to die. Because this is wrong. And there's white people who do that. And there's white people who pay the price. The white lady in Charlottesville, I believe her name was Heather. She's marching, against the alt-right protesters. The guy comes in with her car and runs, smashes his car into the crowd. And she paid the ultimate price for that. And she was willing to be out there and say, nah, bro, that ain't right for nobody. And she risked her life. And I don't think she even knew she was risking her life. Because I don't think people, would have been walking around the streets if they knew a car is going to, careen down the road and smack into us. So, but the fact that she went out there and was white, I get it. I feel like minorities, we always understand the difficult, intricate layers of America. We know it's not all cops. We know it's not all white people. We know. So anyway, I had to get that off my chest. Because that was just like, man, y'all, and you ain't the only one, Bradley Chadwick Summers III. You ain't the only one. There's other people out here that know that it's wrong and ain't tripping because it's not happening. Oh, if they would have just did this or that, that wouldn't have happened. If they would have it's always that. If the black person would have just done exactly, there's too many instances where they've done right. The guy was in his car, told the police officer he had a gun a licensed gun in the glove compartment. Policeman shot him to death. I think it was in St. Louis or Minneapolis, and I can't think of his name. And I really usually am good with the names and the crime and how they got murdered. But dude in Minnesota, Philando Castile, that was his name. Okay, there's so many instances, black people getting the police called on them for canvassing or getting to their own house. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, yeah. And yes, I recognize that there were other ulterior motives for ending slavery. Leveling the economic playing field. There was a lot of different reasons. But there was also people who thought it was wrong just for the sake of being wrong. So yeah, I don't have time to go into that in great detail because that will take hours. But God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you at the conference.